So I'm finally here to record my Spider-Man No Way Home review. Now you should have seen me the past 2 times I tried it, I kept calling it Far From Home. So I had to stop and delete my my recording and start over again. So I might make that mistake multiple times in this video, so forgive me for that. But anyway, listen, and this is going to be spoilers, all right? Because I can't talk about this movie without spoiling anything. It was just too good. There was too much in this movie not to talk about spoilers. So I'm going deep into spoilers. This is your warning. If you do not want to know anything about this movie, leave now. Come back when you've watched the movie, and I really recommend you go see it. Okay, go check it out. It was worth it. There was a few times where I thought I wasn't gonna watch it. I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I did. Thank you for my friends convincing me to watch it. Thank you. I'm gonna leave the big spoilers for later on, but man, the acting in this movie was so good. Tom Holland. If you've watched him in any of the other Spider-Mans and thought to yourself, you know what, he's not that good as Spider-Man, this movie will change your mind. This movie changed my mind about him being Spider-Man. I really liked Homecoming. I thought he was fantastic in that. I thought everybody who was in that movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, I thought that they did a great job. Michael Keaton especially, man, he was great as the Vulture. And just the chemistry they had back and forth with, especially in that car scene, man. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. The villains. Great job. And here's the thing I'm going to say about the villains and everybody in this movie. They had the perfect amount of screen time, in my opinion. I think everybody that was in this movie, all the main cast, had the perfect amount of screen time. There was nobody that they highlighted that had more screen time than the other one that deserved it. I think everybody had the correct amount of. So good job to the director or the editors, whoever decided on that. Great job on that, because it was perfect in my opinion. I thought it was great. Now there was comedy in this. Of course, there's gonna be comedy in these Disney movies, these Marvel movies. You're gonna have to deal with it, all right? And I've learned to deal with it. But I will say, in this movie, it wasn't too much. But there were some times where I thought it was unnecessary. I thought they threw in some comedy in certain scenes that I didn't think it was necessary. But overall, it was okay. It was okay. The whole comedy thing was okay. This is a dark movie, man. There are some really dark scenes in this movie. Start from the beginning. You know, when everybody finds out he's Spider-Man, there's people that hate him. There's people that love him. There's people that support him. But his friends really suffer from knowing that he's Spider-Man. Peter Parker Spider-Man. So they don't get into MIT because they know he's Peter Parker and they've been helping him out along the way. Got to talk about the big cameo right here, man. Charlie Cox. I called it too. I called Charlie Cox in this movie. All right, go check out my other videos. Go check them out. I called it. He was in this movie. He was Spider-Man's, Peter Parker's attorney. And man, that scene where he catches the brick when it comes out, because everybody knows where Peter Parker lives now. So he catches the brick and he puts it down, and Peter Parker says, how do you do that? And he just says, I'm a really good lawyer. That was great. That was great, man. So there was some scenes that were in here that were unnecessary. The scenes with Happy and Aunt May, that wasn't necessary, man. The whole, breaking up and all that stuff, I didn't think that was necessary. They could have cut that out and it would have been perfectly fine. But like I said, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great. The villains, man. The villains. Whew. Jamie Foxx did a great job. And here's the thing. I never seen any of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. But after seeing this, I'm going to go back and watch the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. I mean, he's in this movie. So I'm going to go give him some respect. Go watch some Spider-Man movies. Jamie Foxx did an incredible job in this movie. Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. Great job. Great job. But we got to give it up to the main villain. The main villain of this was, come on, Dafoe. Dafoe was the man. And I was a little afraid, man. I was a little afraid going into this. I thought the villains were going to be thrown in the background. And I didn't think they were going to have enough screen time. But I was wrong. I thought that the main thing was going to be getting everybody back to their homes and fixing the whole spell that was messed up by Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, too. Might as well just come out and say it, man. Seeing the trailers, I was like, man, Doctor Strange, just come on. This is not. You can watch my other videos. I kept saying to myself, this is not Doctor Strange. This is not Doctor Strange, man. He just doesn't feel like Doctor Strange from the trailers and from the old movies. Like he was very protective of the time stone, and the certain things that people wanted him to do with the time stone, he wouldn't do it. He was very disciplined when it came to the time stone, and in this movie he wasn't. So that's why I was like, this is not Doctor Strange, man. But I was wrong, man. He did an incredible job in this movie. Perfect amount of screen time, like I'm gonna keep saying throughout this review. Great, and knocked it out of the park, man. Him and Tom Holland together, great. I can't wait to see the Multiverse of Madness. I think that movie's gonna be incredible. Visually, I can't wait to see it in the theaters. That's a movie you got to see in the theaters, just like this one. Spider-Man No Way Home, you got to watch it in the theaters, man. Please go do yourself a favor. Go watch it in the theaters. But Zendaya, I was a little after I saw Spider-Man Far From Home, I was like, man, I don't like this character. I don't like this character. This version of Mary Jane, I do not like. Just get her out. Get her out. You don't need her. But I was wrong. She brings it in this movie. The chemistry between her and Tom Holland. Great chemistry in this movie right here. So I was wrong. I apologize. Zendaya, you did a great job in this movie, and I hopefully we get to see you in some more Spider-Man movies, because great job. And I know that's what you've been waiting for, Zendaya. You've been waiting for my approval, so you got it. Zendaya. Good job. What can I say, man? What else can I say? There's so much to say. There's just so much to unpack in this movie. We get to see the three. We get to see the trinity of the Spider-Man. Oh, man. When the scene, and I'm going straight to it, man. The scene where you see Ned do the whole time thing and says, show me Spider-Man. And he opens up a portal, and you see a Spider-Man running up. And as soon as that was happening, I was like, that's not Tom Holland's Spider-Man. He come through the portal and he takes off his mask. Oh, man. It's Andrew Garfield. That was great, man. That was a great way to introduce those Spider-Mans into this movie. That was perfect, man. That was perfect. And you know how I said everybody has the perfect amount of screen time? I've said it several times already. I didn't think if they were going to bring back the old cast, the old Spider-Man, I didn't think they were going to have that much to do. I thought it was just going to be a quick, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the movie towards the end, helping them out to defeat the other ones. It wasn't like that. It was perfect, man. They had the perfect amount of time in this movie, in my opinion. And I was a little afraid that, Tobey Maguire wasn't going to, he was just going to be like, let me get a paycheck. I'm just going to do this to get a paycheck. None of them phoned it in. All of them did an incredible job in this movie. It was fantastic. And I apologize to my wife. I invited her to this movie. I did. And she asked me, the first question she asked me was, is Tobey Maguire going to be in this movie? And I didn't know. So I said, no, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be in this movie. So she didn't end up coming. And when Tobey Maguire was in this movie, I came back home and I said, Tobey Maguire's in this movie. She was a little upset. She was upset that she didn't get to see him in the movie. So I apologize, babe. I apologize. But yeah, man, he comes out of the next portal because Ned does it again. Show me Spider-Man. They got the wrong Spider-Man. Show me Spider-Man. They're looking for their Spider-Man. Does it again, and it's Tobey. Man, the theater went crazy, man. I jumped on my friend and my two friends, man. My friend and my cousin were sitting next to me. I jumped on my friend and jumped on my cousin. I was like, yes, that's what I've been waiting for, man. That's what I was waiting for. Okay, and they didn't show Andrew Garfield. They didn't show Tobey Maguire in the trailers. So I was just like, they're probably not in this movie. They're probably not in this movie. They're just gonna bait. It's a bait and switch. You've been hearing about it on the web for months. They're gonna be in this movie. They're not gonna be in this movie. You know, you had Andrew Garfield saying, I'm not in this movie. I'm not in this movie. But you know, he had to say that. I was so thankful they were in this movie, man. So thankful they were in this movie, because that really. There was a few scenes where I almost broke down, man. I almost shed a tear, man. Seeing them, all three of them on screen together. And I'm not that big of a Spider-Man fan. I'm not. Like, I have a friend who's a huge Spider-Man fan. I have 2 or 3 friends that are huge Spider-Man fans. Humongous Spider-Man fans. All right? I'm not that. But, man, when I saw them 3 on, I got the R.L. Steins, man. I had the goosebumps. They were amazing on screen together. And then they all brought it. They all brought it. All of them together, they brought it, man. It was fantastic seeing them all together. The only thing that makes me upset is that we're not going to get to see them together again. Hopefully, but I doubt it. I highly doubt that we're going to get to see Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland Spider-Mans all together again. Which that kind of upsets me. After seeing them together in this movie, that's something I want to see again. That's something I really want to see again, man. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Tobey Maguire, man. I thought he was gonna phone it in. I actually thought they were gonna bring him in and Andrew Garfield, and it was just gonna be them in the suits, you know, somebody playing as them in the suits, and they were just gonna do the voiceover for the Spider-Mans you weren't gonna get to see them out of the mask. But I'm glad I was wrong, and they had perfect amount of screen time. Jamie Foxx as Electro, I didn't see him in any of the Andrew Garfield movies, but he was really good in this. He was really good in this. And I keep hearing, because I've seen some other reviews, this right here, the Home trilogy, the Homecoming trilogy, I guess you would call it, this was all a long origin story for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And that's great right there. So much respect to the other reviewers for saying that, because great. That is a great way to put this. It's just a 3-movie origin story. Perfect. But man, seeing them all on screen together, man, this was another thing that the internet has been saying. Reviewers, this is like an Avengers movie for Spider-Man. Like, this is just what it seems like it is. That's what it felt like. It felt like, you know what? Let's put a bow on this Homecoming series. Perfect. This was perfect right here. Good job. Man, I really want to go see it again. And I didn't think I was going to. I thought it was just a one-time thing, and that was it. I wasn't gonna didn't want to see it again. And when Doctor Strange at the end, he opens up a port. He's fighting to close the portal, and you see some silhouettes of different villains trying to come in to Tom Holland's Spider-Man world, just like the other villains did, and he's trying to contain them. And Tom Holland says, "You know what? I messed up the spell before. Please just do the spell like you originally were going to do it, where everybody forgets who I am. Everybody forgets Spider-Man. Everybody forgets Peter Parker, and just do it because it's the only way." And here's the thing, man. Doctor Strange has, he doesn't want to do it like that. He really doesn't, because he doesn't want to forget who Peter Parker is. They saved the world together from Thanos. So he doesn't want to forget. But at the end, he's like, you know what? Go talk to your friends. Go tell them what we're going to do. Make sure they know before you just do it. And, there was an emotional scene too, man. The emotional scene. There's so many emotional scenes in this movie. Aunt May dying. The fight at the end with Green Goblin and Tom Holland, he's just taking his frustration out on the Green Goblin, and he's about to kill the Green Goblin, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man comes and stops him from doing it because he knows. They both know. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, they know what it feels like to just take out all your anger on a villain. They don't want that for Tom Holland. So Tobey Maguire steps in. He stops him from killing Willem Dafoe. And that was a great scene. Them hugging at the end, man, before they went back to their... that was great, man. That was great. Good job on this, man. Good job. So anyway, Tom Holland comes and talks to Mary Jane. She says, I don't want you to do this. I don't want to forget about you. Please don't do this. And they start talking back and forth, and they're crying, and you know, it's an emotional scene. And she's like, please come and find me. He's like, yeah, I'll come and find you. I promise. I'll do that. I'll come and find you because I love you. Well, she says that she loves him, and I know he loves her, but she's like, I love you. Don't say it until you come and find me after Doctor Strange does this. So, you know, Doctor Strange does it. Everybody forgets about Peter Parker. Peter Parker no longer exists. Peter Parker is no longer a person. So everybody forgets about him. So it's just Spider-Man. And that last scene where he walks into the bakery where she works, the coffee shop, and he's trying to find the right words. He has it written down. He's trying to find the right words to say to her, to try to get her to know who he is and say, you know what? I did this, we did this, we used to be this, and now this is what happened, and now we're this. And he just can't do it. He can't bring himself to do it. And that was an emotional scene because he told her, he said, I'm gonna find you, and we're gonna get back to the way things were before. Ned doesn't know who he is. Mary Jane doesn't know who he is. Happy doesn't know who he is. Nobody knows who Peter Parker is. So it's gonna be interesting moving forward what's gonna happen, because nobody knows Peter Parker. Nobody. And that was a great way to end the movie, man. That was such a good movie. Talk about nostalgia. That really brought me back to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man when I first saw that one. And they were so good in this movie too. So good. I loved it, and I want to go see it again. Let me know what you thought of Spider-Man No Way Home in the comments section. I thought it was fantastic. If you didn't, notice that already, if you didn't realize that already, I thought it was fantastic. I want to go see it again. I might go see it again sometime this week because, why not? It was really good. And I had a lot of R.L. Steins during that movie. I had a lot of goosebumps. Go check it out. You won't be disappointed. I mean, I'm sure you're not watching this review if you haven't seen the movie already. Maybe you don't care about spoilers, and that's perfectly fine. But do yourself a favor, go watch this movie because you have to see it. You have to see it for yourself. And in the theaters is probably the best place to see it because it's visually beautiful. It's visually beautiful. All the things that Doctor Strange does, all the things that Spider-Man does, and all the villains and all the other Spider-Mans. Very good. So go check it out. Twitch.tv/Treading Lightly if you want to see me live Tuesdays and Thursday nights. Twitch.tv, Treading Lightly, baby. Come check me out. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all those links are in the description below, along with my Twitch channel. So feel free to join me on all those platforms. I have a lot of videos coming out this week. I'm going to try to do. I do Wheel of Time content. I do all this different kind of videos for TV shows and movies and reactions, all that type of stuff. I do all kinds of stuff on this channel. All right. So if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. If not, it's perfectly fine. I just thank you for watching my videos. It really does mean a lot to me. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for giving me your time because time is very precious, especially nowadays. Spend time, please. Spend time with your family, all right? Put my videos to the back. They're not important. Spend some time with your family, all right? Holidays coming up. Do yourself a favor, all right? Use that spare time to spend with your family. Life is short. Cherish the time you have together. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and have a good one.